Good evening, everybody, and welcome to game number 2 tonight between the Union Redhawks and the Jenks Trojans. Glad you're here on the Union Sports Network. It's late. He's Sean Four, and I'm Jim Douthit, and you've been waiting around because game number 2 between Jenks and Haskell went to extra innings, and Jenks came away with a win. I believe it was 18-17. Yeah, for sure. That's the first loss for the Haymakers this year, as far as we can tell, and quite the runs. Now, what we're hoping and what Coach Morgan is hoping is that Jenks ran out of runs.
Hopefully got a little tired.
He got a little tired there. So as it's just now 8:15 Central Standard Time here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Again, thanks for joining us. I know it's getting a little later. We're about 45 minutes behind what we were planned on getting on air. But all of you that are fans out there know that, Sean, this is just how softball is.
Just how it is.
You never know.
You never know.
You never know for sure. So.
All you travel parents out there, you know how many weekends that go by where games are hour, 2 hour behind. Mm-hmm. So.
And that's it. That's it for sure. So, what do we got on tap? Jenks and Union. Anytime, and Sean, we talked about this. It seems like anytime Jenks and Union play each other, doesn't matter what it's in. The best comes out in both teams. So it'll be interesting to see tonight. Now, let me ask you maybe a silly question, but going extra innings, 17 runs, or sitting around waiting for an extra 45 minutes, what would you rather have?
I'd rather play the extra innings.
You'd rather play the extra and then turn right around and play again.
Absolutely.
Got the momentum.
Because you're fresh. Now, if you would have lost that extra inning game, maybe, but you're fresh. You're warmed up. You haven't been sitting. You haven't been thinking about other things. You're ready to go. The wind is still whipping out of the south.
And something that we've talked a little bit about and we joked about in the first game, we thought, we'll be gone long before the storms get here. Well, I don't know about now.
Well, hopefully this is not a 4-hour game.
Not at all. Yeah, that's true. As a bat just came flying down and landed on the netting.
Eating some dinner.
Yeah, wanting some dinner. Leading off for Jenks, Rover number 26, Daisha Sexton. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
The actual animal bat.
The bat. So we're just underway. Defensively, Williams, Hance, Perez, and Zog in the outfield. Playing third base is Norman, Franklin at short. Dickerson and Arvey make up the right side of the infield. And, of course, JC4 and Trenia James make up the battery this evening.
So it looks like from the first game, Zog is in left, Williams in left center.
So we got
Hanson,
you sure
Perez
do.
in right. Yeah. Hanson right center, Perez in right. Infield stays the same.
Fix my scorecard there. So that's fouled off.
Yeah.
3-2.
Four's come all the way back to get a full count on the batter. I don't know how many times in her career that JC and Daisha have seen each other, but it has been a lot of times.
Well, and is this one of those young ladies that JC's played with?
No, she's played against her a couple times,
right.
But never like travel ball wise.
Right.
But never with.
Next up, number 17, Paige Williams. So Williams steps in, center fielder. And 1-0. Inside 2-0. JC kind of snaps at that ball, steps away. Now she's in and throws outside 3-0.
That's what we can't have. We can't have walks. Mm-hmm. Throw it up there, make them put it in play.
Like that, and there's a strike.
I don't know where that one missed.
And a walk given up. Second baseman, Faith Russell. First and second. Nobody out here, just underway. As we said, running a little late because of the Haskell Jenks game earlier. And JC's having a little problem finding the strike zone.
Just needs to take a breath. Just throw it in there. Make him hit the ball.
And just like that, she does. To second. Could be two. There's one. No throw over to the second. But nice job there by Dickerson to get in front of that ball.
Yes.
And play the ball and not let the ball play her.
Exactly. She went to the ball. She learned from the last game. Moved to it. Got at least one out.
Avery Brewer now up for the Lady Trojans. She'll be the left fielder tonight. To Dickerson, to second, and not over to first, but run does score. Sure out, though, and
yes.
You said something about exchanging runs for outs. You're okay with that?
Yeah. I mean, you had two leadoff. You had first two batters reach on a walk, and only one
Shortstop,
of them now.
Callie Worsham.
And now only one of them has come in to score. I'll take that all day.
And now we got a little defensive change in the outfield. It looks like Williams and Perez are going to change.
They may do that a lot tonight.
And now, was that called by JC? Because I saw her turn around and looking, and I'm wondering if she made that call or that came from.
It probably came from Morgan, Coach Morgan. But she probably relayed that to them just to make sure.
Knew what we were doing. So Worsham, the shortstop this evening. And one thing we saw out of Jenks, they can all rake.
Yeah, up and down the lineup,
Yep.
Absolutely.
But the spin that JC puts on the ball, she can continue to get these ground outs. And our defense, our infield defense can hold.
Pop fly.
Talk. Out number 3. So one run comes across after JC struggles on the mound just a tad bit, but really no damage done, Sean.
No, one run.
One run. We'll head to the bottom of the first. And Monica Franklin to lead it off when we come back. For the Red Hawks, number 14, Monica Franklin. And Franklin rips one left field up over the head of the Trojan player. That's to the fence. And Coach Morgan will hold up Franklin there as Joins, I should say, just jumped over her head and big bounce, and I don't think she was quite ready for it.
She was not ready for that turf bounce.
Yep. Center fielder Lily Hance. So Hance steps in. That finds a hole, and just like that, Sean, we're tied 1-1.
Absolutely. 5-6 holes your friend.
Pitcher JC4. When that was about 3 pitches, I think.
Yeah.
So all knotted up. One of the things that Coach Morgan was talking about while we got to visit with him here between games is that he knows his students. He knows his players are going to make mistakes from time to time,
Yes.
and there's no doubt about it. And as a coach, all of us know that. It's just being able to not compound those things over and over, and that's going to be a base hit. As Worksham can't come up with it, and everybody's safe.
JC's a little bit upset with that hit as she rolled over on it.
Left fielder, Danny Perez.
Yeah.
Perez leans into one. This could be two. Get the lead runner there, but JC4 on her horse, and they couldn't get her out there.
Couldn't get that speed.
Boy, they could not get that speed. You can tell her I said that, too. Third baseman, Tensia Norman. Norman steps in, only one away, first and second. In 4 and Perez. And that's popped up. That's way over the head. That'll score one for sure. That's to the wall. 2 runs will come home. And she's in with a triple.
Nice piece of hitting by Norman there.
Wow. Norman with the bat came alive there.
Nice piece of hitting by Norman.
Number 00, Jocelyn Williams. And Williams now in. Deep ball 2. And I like the patience now that we're seeing here
Yes.
in Williams. We're seeing in some of them. They're jumping on the first pitch, but it's obviously what they want.
Yeah,
You know,
they see a pitch they like,
yeah,
and they're taking
taking
advantage
it.
of
Right. Just like that with Williams. She's got a 3-0 count now.
it. Yeah. So
And you
if,
can-
if I was Coach Morgan, I would probably just tell her to take here.
Mm-hmm. Yep, no matter what. There's a strike. Boy, and it's funny the way the home plate umpire in Randall, sometimes when he holds up his right hand, you never know if he's going to point down to first or he's going to
Right,
call
yeah.
the strike there. So got to give him a hard time about that. It's a piece of hitting there. And just
That was probably ball 4.
think so?
Yeah,
Okay.
but
Boy, she's a little out in front of that.
yeah, she could, she could pull it down.
Yeah,
that
she
line.
could pull it down that line. A lot of the Jinx players in right now. That's a squibbler back to the pitcher in time. Runner does not advance, but 2 out. Second baseman, Bailey Dickerson. So Dickerson steps in now. Still a runner at third. Be nice to see us get that extra run
Yes.
across, only 60 feet away. And I know it's early, but this is one of those times these girls need to capitalize.
Absolutely,
on a
absolutely.
run that's that close.
Yeah, you hate leaving ducks on the pond.
Mm-hmm. For sure. 2-0. You see Hendricks kind of talking to herself a little bit. 3-0. Now, what was wrong with that pitch?
I am not sure.
Okay. That's fine.
It
That's fair.
may have been a little deep.
Okay. Well, that would be a little deep as well. See ya. So Bailey Dickerson with the good eyes. First baseman, Bree Arvey. And Arvey steps up, and Jinx coach is going to come out and have a little conversation. And this is the second time that we've had a meeting on the mound with just the pitcher.
Yeah.
And that's interesting in the fact that.
Well, he's probably
go ahead.
He's probably just he's just like we were saying about JC's, struggling to find the zone a little bit. Just let your defense work. You throw the strikes. Don't try to place it. Just give them something to hit and let your defense work.
And the way this wind's blowing, these two, and you talked about Hendricks, she's not a rookie out here.
No.
You know, you try to do a little too much, but gosh, the way her team played in the first game against Haskell,
Yeah.
I'd have a lot of confidence.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, it's 1-0. Strike.
See, to me, that ball
1-1.
looked flat.
See, and that's what I was saying. So talk about obviously flat and arc that you can.
Yes.
It can be too high.
It can be too high.
And
So the limit is supposed to be 12 feet.
Okay.
The highest point of the ball in slow pitch is supposed to be 12 feet. Now, that could be a little subjective.
Squibbler and out. But not before Union scores 3 runs, and we'll keep it right here, so I'll let you finish your thought on that. Not before Union scores 3-1, and they go to the top of the second, up by 2. Talk about arcs of pitches.
So
then.
the height of the pitch can
12 feet.
exceed no more than 12 feet, but it has to get to 6 feet.
Okay.
It can't be under 6 feet.
Okay.
So that's when I say flat, to me that ball looked like it came in less than 6 feet at the arc. And then when it crosses the plate, your goal is to make a hit just behind the point of the plate.
Got it. Okay.
And when we say deep, that means it's hitting too far back, and it's not crossing the batter at the chest.
At the chest. In the real strike zone, which is what letters to knees,
Yeah,
correct?
correct.
Okay. Just like it would be normally.
Yeah.
So.
And there's an art to it. I mean, that's JC's been pitching since she was a freshman, and it's not as easy as it looks.
No, not at all. Not at all. So, hey, out-of-town scoreboard, just so you know, the Stillwater Pioneers beat our Union Red Hawk in baseball tonight, 18-17. Sounded like a softball score.
Like a softball score.
You know, that we had earlier. So, the Pioneers come back in the bottom of the 7th as we welcome third baseman Catherine Kinsey. Catherine Kinsey steps in here. What we did last night in a pitching duel was not I couldn't say it was a pitching duel 18-17 over there in Stillwater. Not at all. There was a host of pitchers. So I'm not sadly mistaken. That means that the Pioneers and the Red Hawks are now tied in districts, both at 5-1. I don't believe there is anybody left undefeated in districts over on baseball side.
Really?
So, yeah, I don't believe so. That's swung on to short, over to 1, and there's 1 away.
It's a good way to come back there. 4 was down, 3-1 count there. So.
And Franklin's got a cannon. She can flat play it. Pitcher, Jenna Hendricks.
Yeah, like I mentioned in our first broadcast, her and JC, they play catch together.
You don't play catch with them. Yeah, right. Now we'll talk a little bit about this Jenna Hendricks young lady. This woman right here, and I'm going to call her a woman, parked it over the center field fence.
Yes.
And it cleared the center field fence by a good 8-10 feet.
Yeah, she hit the bomb, that's for sure.
And I hope into the wind. Yeah, hope she got all that out of her system. She can do that against Haskell all she wants.
Yeah. That ball was deep because the catcher caught it off the.
First baseman, Peyton Hedges. So Hedges is up. The pinch runner will be Natalie Rodman.
Yeah.
Courtesy running number 24, Natalie Rodman. So Natalie Rodman will step in and pinch run for the pitcher and Hendricks. Peyton Hedges will step in here. Two and 0.
Just needs to find it.
When she talks to herself, what is she mad at herself when she's
Yes.
like that? Okay. It's not the calm, cool collective. Just calm down and relax.
Yeah.
It's the.
So JC is the ultimate competitor.
Mm-hmm.
She hates to lose, and she hates to not do well.
And right now she's doing her best to try to find it. 3-1, 1 out. And there's a strike.
I never know.
Yeah, I know. With Randall with a call. Because he's got the same motion to first as he does his strike. And there's another walk. Catcher, Layla Emerson.
The ball just looks like it's coming out of her hand just a little bit weird. I don't know if she's gripping it too tight or what she's doing.
Is that fatigue? And I know it's just lobbing him in there, but there's got to be something to it. Now the Dickerson. There's one over to first, and I'm wondering about interference there. Because as she threw the ball, she didn't get – the runner was in the base pads, which is fine, but she's got to be able to complete that throw, doesn't she, Sean? And she hit that. She hit the player running to second with her arm. There we go. We're going to take a timeout.
No, they're just going to courtesy runner.
Yeah. Courtesy running number 2, Jordan Cook. And now batting right fielder, number 4, Kennedy Goins.
So on that, it's also – there is not a slide rule.
There's not a slide rule, right? Okay, so they don't have to slide.
No, there is no you have to get down.
Okay.
Now, like you said,
she's got to be able to complete that throw, correct?
But it's also onus on the defensive player. You got at
you have
some
to
point,
move.
You have to get
Got it. Okay.
So
that's fair. I just noticed that as Franklin was trying to throw that, her follow through kind of led her right into the player. So okay, fair enough. Fair enough. 1-1 now.
I agree.
One away. Tipped, foul. Wow. And the reason that the catcher has catcher's equipment on is right there.
Absolutely.
That would have stung for sure. That's lifted. Zog underneath it, and that's going to fall aimlessly. Boy, howdy, nobody made an attempt for that. Franklin made a break for it, and then she bowed out because that's really Zog's ball.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Running in and then just kind of stopped, and now the outfielders are switched. Perez will go back, and Williams will play left center, if you will. And we're back to the top of the order in Dacia Sexton. And that's roped. That's long off the wall. One run will score. They'll hold the runner at third, and we're knotted up at 3 on a double from Dacia Sexton. When she gets under that a little bit more, and I'm afraid that's a home run. Center fielder, Paige Williams. Paige Williams on 1 out, 2 on. Squibbler back to JC4, and she flips it to first.
I missed
There's
an
out. 3 outs. There we go. I guess we did miss an out.
Yeah.
There's 3 away. So we'll take a break. Red Hawks, Trojans tied at 3, bottom of 2 coming up. Leading off, catcher Trinea James. So James steps in. The debate that we were having that you may have heard just the last part of was whether a walk should be allowed in slow pitch. And so, having the conversation about that, we started with, what about having a pitch count or a number of pitches that a player can see? Well,
right.
they already have that kind of, because you're either going to get,
absolutely
four balls, or if you foul on the third strike, you're out. So that's limited. But how do you fix not being able to walk somebody?
Well, you don't want to reward bad pitching.
Correct.
But at the same time, you get sometimes where you get in games where the pitcher just can't throw a strike.
Mm-hmm.
And it just makes for a very long game.
Mm-hmm. And not only is the pitcher frustrated, really everybody's frustrated. Everybody's frustrated.
Because it's not fun.
No. Right now, Hendricks is ahead 1-2, now 2-2. Okay. That walk discussion brought to you by our athletic director, Emily Barkley, after a text that was sent to our producer director, Andy Irwin. But she brings up a point, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And nobody will advocate more for women's sports than our own athletic director.
Let's be honest. I don't know Miss Barkley personally, but
now batting right fielder Harmony Zog.
But I would venture to guess she is, if not, she is probably the top athletic director in this state.
Mm-hmm.
She is phenomenal, great advocate for all the sports.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure. Every time we have meetings, it is about ensuring that we are giving equal time to every single sport that we can get to, obviously. And we still have conversations. How do we do tennis? How do we do golf?
Yeah.
How do we do track? As we get better at this, there's a squibbler, nice catch, and throw back over to first, but not in time there to get the runner. And we're back to the top of the order. Shortstop, Monica Franklin. And so for people listening out there, yeah, I totally agree with you. And I'm not saying that because she allows me to do this. I mean, no doubt about it. She is that way for sure. For sure. We couldn't ask for a better one. Does she make decisions that all of us don't like? You bet. But that's why she gets. That's what leaders do. That's right. That's right. And no, Miss Barkley, don't ask me what those decisions are tomorrow in a meeting, because I can't tell you, and I won't. 1-1 now. Tied at 3, bottom of the second here, and yes, it's coming up on 8:45 now. Strike to Franklin, and it's 1-2. Well, that may very well happen, Andy. Andy made the comment just a moment ago, if our baseball team gets back from Stillwater before this game is over, maybe something wrong, and that's roped. That'll get down, and that gets to the wall. Two players almost collide out there, and Franklin's on her horse. She's going to stand up with a triple easily. They're going to send her home. Oh, and Morgan told her to go, and for whatever reason, she pulled up there. And Coach is not happy at all. And that's one of the first times I think I've seen Coach Morgan that upset about it. Center fielder Lily Hance. But it's something that Monica's got to shake off right there. She could have easily scored.
Absolutely. And that's what frustrates him the most.
Mm-hmm. Pop foul. I rarely see where a player. I see him blow through stop signs all the time. I rarely see him stop when they got the go sign.
Yeah.
And Franklin was on her horse.
Oh yeah, she could have scored easily.
Yeah. She was scooting. So it's her and Zog, are you saying? I mean, I know we talked about speed. You talked about Zog down the bases.
Yeah.
Franklin looks like she can flat fly.
Oh, yeah, she's fast.
Okay. The 1-2 delivery.
Absolutely.
2-2 now.
I'd almost like to see them in a foot race.
Mm-hmm. Well, if Coach Morgan coached like I used to get coached, Monica's going to be running a little bit after this game. So I remember those days.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe we could get him to do a little bit. 3-2 now. Full count. Lily Hance at the plate. Swung on to third. Throw home. Nobody. Doesn't go. And runners now at the corner. And that was a great heads-up play.
Yeah.
You know, by Cawthron there on third. But Franklin holds up. And that brings up pitcher JC4. So JC steps in with only one out, runners at the corners. And that's deep.
I don't think she's seen a pitch to hit this game.
Mm-mm. Not much, not after the inside the park home run that she had last game.
She may still be breathing hard.
You said that, I didn't. So as I turn around, I got to ask Andy Irwin. Andy, did you have any conversations about how many home runs she was going to hit tonight? Or no? Okay.
She knew it was possible with the south wind to take it over the right field.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, she took it to the right field fence.
Yeah.
She didn't take it over.
She has the ability,
Mm-hmm.
but that's not what she's mainly. It's like we were talking with.
Like that. Oh, and a nice grab there by Paige. Run will score, though, and it's 5-3, so she did her job there.
Yeah.
Did her job there for sure.
Yeah.
Outfielder, Danny Perez. So Perez steps up. Nobody on. Or excuse me, no, that's a lie. One on. Enhance, if I'm not sadly mistaken.
That is correct.
Very good. Inside. 2-0. And Hendricks is having a little problems from time to time finding it.
So
you can tell in her mannerisms. Huh?
Yeah, it's on both sides of this game.
Yes.
Looks like Coach Morgan gave Danny the take sign.
So at 3-0, we'll see. Big tournament coming up this weekend.
Yes.
You talked about
I was mistaken. It's Thursday, Friday, not Friday, Saturday.
Got it. So Thursday, Friday, and if I remember correctly, I was talking to Bailey's mom and dad down there. There's 3 or 4 games now Thursday. One of them said something about another game was added, and I'm not too sure when. As that squibbles foul and it worked to a full count.
So there's the 3 games on. There's only 4 games the 2 days. It's
got it.
The 3 games on Thursday, 1 on Friday.
1 on Friday.
Yeah.
And our scoreboard just went out.
He'll come back.
Oh, and it did come back. That's neat.
Keep you guessing.
Got it. Love it. And that's lifted to center. Great running grab there as Paige comes all the way across from left center to right center to make that grab. But not before Union puts up a 2 spot. They're up 5-3 with Jenks coming up. Leading off for Jenks, second baseman, number 12, Faith Russell. So Faith Russell will step in here. You got 3 out still up on the board there, Mr. 4. Wishful thinking. Wishful thinking. As Faith Russell looks at first 2 are balls. You know, slow pitch pitching is a whole lot like playing cornhole.
Oh, absolutely.
I just realized that, and I know I'm a slow learner. I get it, everybody. But talk about needing to place the ball in a certain spot. It's just like throwing those dadgum bean bags, you know.
Now, JC is a pretty good cornhole player.
Oh, I bet she's. Yeah, I'd pick her over you. All due respect.
I wouldn't go that far.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, a little cornhole tournament one of these days.
I got some boards.
That's it. Oh, and a nicely placed ball there, hit to right field, and Russell's on with a base hit. Left fielder, Avery Brewer. So Brewer steps on now with a runner on first. And that's stroked. Pass Zog to the wall. 1 run will score. And just like that, players will exchange spots out there in the outfield. Perez will come over. And Avery Brewer, excuse me, no, that's a lie. This is Avery Brewer. Is up at the plate right now. No, that's wrong. It's Callie Workson. My bad. Need these girls to turn around so I can see. That stroke, same spot. In is the play. Hits the cutoff person in Franklin. And there'll be runners at the corners. Third baseman, Kenzie Cothran. So Kenzie Cothran steps up. Runners at the corners, nobody out. And this is where Jenks really did some damage to Haskell.
Yeah.
With nobody out, and they just started stroking the ball.
Placing the ball where we weren't, where they weren't.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep. And they're starting to do that here. Now, Haskell did the same thing. I mean, when it's an 18-17 game, obviously everybody's hitting the ball, but four slaps at the ball. 3-0 count. And a strike. 3-1. Popped up. Can't be corralled there by James. Ball was probably spinning coming off the bat for sure.
Absolutely.
James right underneath it, though. One of those things. Again, we talk about it, and we fans that listen all the time to us, we're young.
We're young.
We're young. Coach Morgan reminds it that. Nice diving play there by Norman. The run will score, but that was surely down the line.
Yeah, 2 runs with a score
there. Easily. Pitcher, Jenna Hendricks. And Jenna Hendricks in, and we know what she can do, so we got to be careful here. And this is where I'll have to disagree with Emily Barkley, because if you want to intentionally walk somebody, this would be the young lady to intentionally walk.
So last year, when we were at Jenks,
and a hit right to where we finally were, and Hans picks up the the first out of this inning.
Last year when we were in Jenks playing,
first baseman Peyton Hedges.
JC rang 2 off the left field fence, and then she did not get another pitch the rest of the night. They walked her both the next 3 times intentionally.
Yeah. Well, rightfully so. We've seen that in Avery Ortiz on the baseball side. He steps up with the runners on late in the game, and they're like, nope, you can have a base.
That ball must have just hit the plate.
2-1. That stroke to center, that'll fall. But the runner at second, and Worsham had to hold up because she wasn't too sure if that was going to get caught.
You're
so
right.
if she's running on contact, she may score there. Catcher, Layla Emerson. Before Emerson can step up, coach come down here and give her a little conversation, knowing that she's got the bases loaded. Yeah, she's going to lay down a bunt here. Jim Ritter, everybody.
But will it be a suicide squeeze?
Whitey Herzog right now is looking down, very excited. Well, dadgummit. And that got her. Nice play there by the scoop from JC4. She knew she didn't have time.
That was her only play.
Yep. She knew she didn't have time, and that was a great job. JC4 maybe with the defensive play of this game for sure. Designated runner Jordan Cook.
And for those wondering, you cannot bunt in slow pitch. But you can have little swinging bunts like that one was.
Now batting for Jenks, number 11, Ava Faust. So Faust will step in, first time up. First time we've seen her this evening for sure. Faust looks at a first pitch strike. When the defensive prowess of JC4 to know what to do there, and a swinging strike two, to know what to do on that. And, you know, we joked about a bunt. No, you can't bunt, but that was as good as one.
Absolutely,
you know?
Absolutely.
And whether she does it on purpose or not, I don't know how you practice that. Maybe coming over the top like that. Struck her out.
That's going to end the inning.
And that will end the inning. So JC4 strikes out Ava Faust, and we'll head to the bottom of the third, knotted up at 5. Welcome back here live. Tensia Norman getting ready to step in. And an observation, Sean, you made about that play at home with 4.
So with the catcher, Trinea, she stayed home so JC would have somebody to flip that to, knowing that she was aware of the situation as well, which is it took 2 of them there.
Right. She doesn't need to pounce on that ball and try to grab it and come back.
Exactly.
She fields it, and that's a grown-up play.
A grown-up play. Very heads up.
Right up the middle.
Good hit by Norman.
And Norman's on, and she's 2 for 2 tonight, if I'm not sadly mistaken. So Norman's 2 for 2. Rover 00, Jocelyn Williams. So Jocelyn Williams will step in here. Nobody out. Norman with the nice base hit up the middle. Past the diving Worksham. Made a good effort on it. But just a well-hit ball. Scorcher up the middle.
And I don't know if she would have been able to throw Norman out if she had laid out for it. But
yeah, of the players that I've seen, Norman's the other one probably that lightning fast.
Oh, yeah. She can get down the line quick.
Catches the outside part of the plate. 2-1.
That's when you got to make them pay for it.
That'll be inside. What the JV boys do, Mr. Ritter? Do you know? Okay. And that's on the ground to second, and that's thrown into right field. Runner will advance there. Worksham just tried to get that over. She knew she had to force the run, force it quickly because of Norman's speed. But just like that, runners at first and second.
Field.
Yep. Second baseman Bailey Dickerson.
That was good play. That was good play by the right fielder to be there.
Yep. So they're still playing, and that's lifted. That's hit well. And that'll go to the wall. That's off the wall. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. And Bailey Dickerson is in with a triple. And something I've noticed is that the Jenks Trojan girls outfielders are playing in quite a bit.
That'll change.
First baseman, Bree Arvey. So Arvey steps in. Yeah, that's going to change. But I look to right center, and she's a little in.
Oh yeah.
And if that's Sexton, she's playing in a little bit farther. And even Page and Brewer now are sneaking back in. If Arvey can wait on the pitch that she wants, she's gonna make them run as well. So 7-5's our score. Arvey waits, delivers. Squibbler to second. That'll score 1 run though.
It was an effective out.
Yeah, and Arvey gets an RBI.
Absolutely.
It's the what we want. Trinea James. Here we go. Now batting Trinea James. So James steps in. You heard me say it 2 or 3 times. She's one of the other names that I butchered quite a bit. So
I apologized to her the other night.
For me?
No, for both of us.
Oh, have you did it too?
Oh,
okay,
do it all the time.
All right, very good. Well, then she's used to it. I thought I was I had a funny conversation with Caitlin Motley, and once she realized who I was, she goes, "You're the one that screws up all the names." I'm like, "Thank you, Caitlin." So, Caitlin Motley, if you're out there listening, thanks. Yeah. It's true. That's going to be. That'll hit her. Yeah. So what about that, Miss Barkley? You don't like walks. How about hit by pitches and slow pitch?
That always amazes me when they let them hit him in slow pitch.
Yeah, there you go. To short, to first, and in time. And there's 2 away. Right fielder, Harmony Zog. Just so you know, if you have any complaints about this program, you can call Becky Blythe at 918-357-7410. But I know you won't. And if you want to sing our praises, you can call her as well. As a matter of fact, if you've got any comments about all the great things we do here at the Union Sports Network or in our sports programs at all, Becky will be more than happy to answer the phone and talk to you. She's also one great Cardinal fan, as are you.
Absolutely.
So, what about Pujols? What do you think? Oh, yeah, and I'm getting chimed in from the Chicago Cub fan. What do you think about the Pujols signing?
I don't know.
Okay. Do you think? I personally, and I've said it. I said it last night. I think it's for the fans.
I think it's for the fans.
$2.5 million. He doesn't need the money.
No.
Right?
I mean, I was a little bit jaded when he left.
Yes, I was upset.
But knowing that he wanted the deal that he wanted, I understood it.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
And I don't know how that was taken.
3-2.
But I understand. And him coming back, he's going to retire as a Cardinal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you look back, most his productive years were as a Cardinal.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Oh, for sure. When he gets to the Angels, his first 2 years were decent, and then I think it just kind of tapered off, and he was average. That'll get by.
And she
left
could
fielder,
get to
she
third.
kind of laid that, and she's on her horse, and she'll get to third. And there's a triple. Boy, and Joins out there is having kind of the same night that Zog had in the first game.
Right.
Shortstop, Monica Franklin.
They're going to put her on.
And Franklin will get automatically walked here.
Breaking news: the Cubs have signed Ryan Sandberg to one.
What about Andre the Hawk Dawson?
Yeah. Center fielder Lily Hance. So if you didn't hear Andy Irwin, he said that they signed a 1-year contract for the one and only. Who did you say? Oh yeah, you said Ryan Sandberg. I thought Greg Maddux ran through my head real quick, and I was like, wait a minute. Wasn't Maddux. That swung on and roped down the left field line, just foul. Oh, straighten that out, kid. And everybody would come home. Ryan Sandberg. No, but I'll say probably one of the greatest things that the Cubs have done over the last year is they've got one of the best play-by-play guys in Boog in the business.
Oh, absolutely.
You
I
know?
love listening to that guy.
Yeah. He's a ton of fun to listen to and funny. Tells good stories.
Absolutely.
So.
He didn't play baseball.
No, he does not play baseball. Not at all. We need pitching. Yeah, and now, in fairness to you, Andy, they just signed a player from Japan, a outfielder. Am I correct?
Last name Suzuki.
Little brother, or is his son maybe? He's old enough to have kids that age.
He didn't pitch.
But no, yeah, yes, and you need pitching. That's for sure. So 3-2 the count. 2 outs, runners at the corners. Hance will take ball 4. And guess who that brings up? Pitcher, J.C. Ford.
Hit the gap, kid.
J.C. on. Up to bat. To second.
Tried to pull.
Over to first. And they're out of the inning. But not before Union puts up a 3 spot. We head to the top of the 4th. Union up 8-5. Leading off, Rover, Dacia Sexton. So we're back live. Dacia Sexton steps up. J.C. Ford looks to the outfield as they do some adjustments. And I would tell you who's playing what position, but right now I'm not too sure because everybody in the outfield seems to have changed spots.
So you have Perez in right, Hansen right center, Williams in left center, and Zog in left.
And that's popped up just foul. RV over to give it a look, but it's out of play. And it's 1-1. Some new additions here to the field. The new, what am I call it? Not television screen. What am I trying to say? Scoreboard that we have. It's not even a scoreboard. Video board. Thank you very much. Attached to the girls' dugout, home girls' dugout. That'll be up and running pretty soon. That's pretty special. And that was brought to you by the Union Baseball Booster Club, if I'm not sadly mistaken. Correct, Andy? So, Booster Club showing some love over here. Center fielder, Paige Williams. And so that'll be up and running, and that's going to be pretty neat because I think we're going to be able to live stream some of that to there.
Mainly for advertising.
Mm-hmm.
We may be able to put the live stream
On it.
videos.
Yeah. So what you may have heard. So they're mainly for advertising. So if you want to advertise, and let me ask you that. If they want to advertise with you guys, how do they get a hold of the Booster Club?
So you go to, let me look up the email address so I don't
And I'm putting you on the spot, so I apologize.
So, whoop, wrong button.
Ball 4. So Paige Williams will get a walk, and that'll bring up second baseman Faith Russell.
So you just contact the Union Softball Booster Club at gmail.com, and they'll get you hooked up.
Got it. Union Booster Club at gmail.com. There you go. There you go. And everything that you guys raise, goes right back to these girls.
It goes right back to the girls, yeah.
Yep.
The Booster Club does a phenomenal job. Like in between the games here tonight, they got dinner. They got a meal, homemade grilled cheese sandwiches,
look out
cookies.
Now.
You had some of the cookies?
Yeah, I had some of the cookies. Oh, my goodness. And that's roped. That's hit well and off the wall. I don't think anybody was going to catch up to that. But well played. Play at home, not in time. And a stand-up double clears the bases as 2 runs come across.
And that's why walks hurt you.
Mm-hmm. Left fielder, Avery Brewer. So Brewer steps in now. Runner at second. Faith Russell gave that one a ride. And as deep as we're playing out there in right field, that was still over the head. It was still over the head. So, but with the wind carrying out that way, Sean.
Yeah, it's
that way.
Yeah.
And that's hit well. That's way back. And it's gone. A 2-run bomb over the center field fence. And Emily Barkley, we should have built that fence just a little bit higher. Goodness gracious, that was roped.
That was a bomb.
That was. The second home run that we've seen tonight like that, the first was from Jenna Hendricks against Haskell. And this one, courtesy of Avery Brewer. Back up the middle, just past Four's glove. And Callie Worsham's on with a single. Third baseman, Kenzie Cothran. Kenzie steps in now. 4 runs so far across, nobody out. You talked about it. Walk's killing you.
But yeah,
really.
walks hurt because there's nothing you can do as a defense to help.
Stop that. Squibbler foul. 0-2. Well, the girls come in tonight 7-3.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, 2 of their losses are to Haskell.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and Haskell's good.
Yeah, Haskell's very good. And that's given a ride. That's deep, way back, but underneath it, and a nice catch there.
Perez.
By Perez, yep. You talked about Perez and her defensive prowess, showed it off there. Pitcher, Jenna Hendricks.
And she's just a freshman. Her and my youngest daughter have some classes together.
There you go. And that's lifted out. Hands underneath it, and there's 2 away. So how quickly you can get 2 outs.
Absolutely.
But how quickly the runs can also come across.
Absolutely.
First baseman, Peyton Hedges. Hedges steps in. Looks at the first pitch strike. In there for a strike as well. Kind of a slower call there.
Yeah.
He was kind of looking to see where that landed. That swung on, foul, and that'll be the 3rd out. As she fouls that off, and that's out number 3, but not before 4 come across for for the Jenks Trojans. They're up 9-8. Bottom 4 coming up. Back live here as we get ready to bring it bottom of the 4th action. Leading off for Union, left fielder Danny Perez. So Perez steps in, 9-8. I think we're going to have another one of those.
Maybe.
Double-digit, easily double digits. 34, 35 run type things. We're already at 17 runs.
Yeah.
It is now bottom 4.
Still have 3.5 innings to go.
Mr. Ritter's not a run to say, run rule this, run rule that. So we can't blame him on this right now. What we joked about and what I'm referring to is the fact that Haskell had a pretty good lead on Jenks. As a matter of fact, they had a very good lead on Jenks.
They had a 9-run lead.
Yeah, 9-run lead, and Jenks came back to win at 18-17. And it all started because Mr. Ritter decided to talk to us about run rules. Now, what's the run rule exactly here? Yep. So we'll blame that on him. 1-2 the count. Foul, strike 3. Whatever spin she put on that ball.
It's a backspin. That's what JC tries to do as well. Get some backspin on the ball and just.
Third baseman, Tensia Norman.
You either foul it off or you'll pop it up.
So Norman steps in, 1 away. And just on cue, Ritter walks back into the press box. We've been talking about you behind your back. If you want to rewind it, if you want to go home and rewind it, you can hear all the nice things I said about you.
Like the monkeys there.
Yes, you did. 2-0. Just being told that the JV team lost also 4-1. They just wrapped up. But we've still got about half a ball game to go as Norman to second, over to first in time. Nice pickup there by Russell to Hedges, and there's 2 away. Outfielder Jocelyn Williams. Williams steps in, nobody on, 2 outs. She'll take first pitch ball. When she was swinging for the fences on that.
Yeah.
She wanted all of that.
I hit the wrong button.
She's even shaking her wrist on that. Eh? She flat came around on that. Her eyes got really big on that pitch. But needs to settle into herself. Wait for her pitch. Good eye. Oh, my. I said good eye. I guess that was a strike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Umpire Randall's getting a little slower.
Yeah. And strike zone's getting expanded just a little bit too. So that'll be deep. 2-2. And struck her out, looking.
Yep. I thought that the same way. A little flat.
Regardless, 9-8. Jenks coming up after this. Number 2, Layla Emerson. So Emerson will step in here, the catcher for the Jenks Trojans, up by a run. And that's a squibbler, and 4 can't hold on to it. And I'm wondering if she's felt the footsteps or heard the footsteps of Dickerson right underneath
I'm
her.
not sure. Somebody's got to take control of that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Coaches had a little conversation about whether they were going to pinch run for her or not, but they didn't. And in steps Allie McFadden for the first time tonight. So McFadden steps in. Looks at first 2 pitches are balls. And there's a strike. 2-1 delivery. Swung on squibbler foul. 2-2 now. Another bunt attempt, according to Mr. Ritter.
The keys that go on the cap came across his chest.
Yeah.
Slip outside.
Umpire Devin Maynard took a little time so Arvey could adjust her shoes. And it's back to a full count. Ball 4.
Yeah, back to the top.
Yeah. So back to the top of the order, and Daisha Sexton back up the middle, 4 to third. Nice job there. And that's that senior leadership that you want.
Absolutely. Get that lead runner.
Mm-hmm. Turns around, knows what's going on, and gets the lead runner. Center fielder, Paige Williams. So Williams will step in now. She'll hit one to center. Running in, can't make the catch as it falls right behind her. And there'll be a play at the plate. Home, not in time. Back to third, not in time. And the runner goes to second, and everybody's safe. And I'm wondering at that point, Sean,
Just
if
hold
you
it.
don't want, if you don't want JC to just eat it.
Yeah.
Right there. Second baseman, Faith Russell. So Russell will step in now. Runners at second and third with one out. One run across, though. We can dig deep and find some good defense. We can get out of this inning fairly unscathed. As we talk about a two-run lead not being that big of a deal
No,
in this
absolutely
sport.
not.
Four will load back up, look in, and deliver. And that's swung on. Underneath it, another out. Run will score. But again, there's two away, and you hold the runner at second. And they're going to appeal to first. Or excuse me, to third. And she'll just need to hold it. They're going to appeal. They're going to say save. I'm going to say Coach Morgan saw something there.
Yeah, she may have left just a touch early. I was watching the outfielder catch the ball.
Right. Avery Brewer, left fielder, steps in. So you traded a run for an out here, and we're going to walk her. Shortstop, Callie Worsham. As Callie Worsham steps in, outfielders change positions.
Yeah, so what they're doing is on left-handed batters, they're putting Perez in right field.
JC bounces one in there. So runners at first and second, two out, two across so far for the Trojans. And it's 1-1. Just inside, 2-1.
I'm trying to wonder if she's trying to play the wind and have that ball pushed back across the plate.
Yeah, and I wonder that too because, now that I look at that flag, that thing is standing straight up, and it has been here for the past, inning and a half or so.
Yeah.
As we know, storms are brewing out west. And that's roped right to Norman. Nice pickup and touches third.
Good play by Norman.
Boy, she stayed right in front of it. And not that she had even an opportunity to get out of the way, but she did the right job there.
Coach
And
P's
Jenks will
giving
come
her a
away
hard
with
time
Coach P's got a big smile on his face right now. So Jenks gets two across. Union coming up right after this. Here we are. Welcome back. Bottom of the fifth coming up. Coming up on 9:30 in the afternoon, in the evening.
It's afternoon somewhere.
Yeah, it's afternoon somewhere. That's for sure. Leading off for Union, second baseman number 5, Bailey Dickerson. So Dickerson's going to come up to play, or come up to bat. Coach Morgan's out to talk to umpire Steve Randall about something, and there's my bedtime reminder. So I got a bedtime reminder on my phone, and it just went off. So there we go. And our computer wants us to recharge for the music or restart, and we're not going to do that. We'll wait an hour. You may have to update the computer, Mr. Irwin, as the kids get to enjoy the latest hip-hop jams, courtesy of Neptune Custom Music Solutions and Union Athletic Department. Not too sure what's happening right now.
I'm not either.
Obviously. Maybe Jenks has got a virtual day tomorrow, too. The kids can stay out late. I don't know. But anyway, Jenna Hendricks is there. She pitches first pitch. Is a ball. It's a strike. There we go. Okay.
He had to catch
Yeah,
the ball.
he did have to
before
catch
could
the ball.
strike.
You're right. You're right. So Bailey Dickerson steps in. 3-run lead for the Trojans. Swung on. Picked up by their third baseman and over to first in time. And a great play for Cothran. Kind of take the ball away from Worksham, but
Yeah.
it worked out. First baseman, Bree Arvey. Arvey steps into one just over the second baseman's head, and she's on with a base hit. Russell tried to climb the ladder and get that, but
Just not tall enough.
Just not tall enough on that one. Catcher, Trinea James. James steps in. This is where we need to see the bottom of the order.
Absolutely.
We've talked about this a number of times. This is another golden opportunity for the bottom of the order to come through.
I mean, it doesn't have to be hit hard. Just hit it where they're not.
Right. Well, just like that. A well-placed ball.
Yeah.
And it's 0-2. Something else that we're beginning to hear a little bit is a little chatter from the Union girls.
Yeah, trying to bring some energy.
Swung on to second. There's one. And it's drops it there in the transition, and everybody's safe. Error by Worksham as she tried to cover it, and I think she was thinking more about the throw than she was the actual play. Right fielder, Harmony Zog.
That just goes to show you put the ball in play, good things can happen.
Right. And you said it. Don't have to hit it hard.
That's right.
It wasn't hit hard. And maybe that's part of it. They were thinking, too, it wasn't hit that hard.
Right.
Russell had to make a quick throw. Worsham knew that she had to hustle over to first. And that's lifted high. And 2 away. Cothran came over, called for the ball, and got it. There's 2 out. Back to the top of the order. Shortstop, Monica Franklin. So Monica Franklin steps in. Yeah, it'd go all the way to the wall. She could hit it over the second base. And now they decide to switch. Boy, and there's a big switch going on. Everybody switched. So Goins will stay in right field, and she's the only one. Brewer ran all the way over to right center. And then Page and Sexton switch spots.
A lot of moving parts tonight.
Yes, there is. Yes, there is. 1-0. Make it 2-0. Franklin, good eyes. Only down by 3.
Yeah, still close ball game.
Lily Hance on deck. Strike one, 3-1 now.
I don't know if you hear Coach Morgan, but he just told her not to force it, make it be a good one.
Just like that. She'll take her base. So that's as good as a hit as we know.
Yep.
And that'll welcome in center fielder Lily Hance. So Hance steps in.
Hance has hit the ball hard a couple times tonight.
And again, yes, Hance has hit the board. But what has gotten us here is the fact that the bottom of the order did their job.
Absolutely.
Now there's 2 outs. Let's be fair. But the bottom of the order did their job to get back to the top. And now Jenks coach is going to come out, and we're going to have possibly a pitching change. I don't know. Probably not, but
this is where I'd play the Jeopardy.
Jeopardy music. If I knew how to work this computer. Mr. Ritter, come over here and work this computer like you know how to do. I know you're 71 years old.
Hey, he's got to bring a new picture. This one's got the rag on.
Yeah.
Throwing 2 innings, 1
Yeah, there you go. And they will have some defensive changes,
again.
as it looks like.
Number 17.
Well, no, that's Paige Williams. She was out there originally. So everybody's going to stay put, I believe.
Somebody ran off.
Somebody ran off, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, a little coat on. So unfortunately, I'm not 100% sure what went on. But regardless, Jenna Hendricks is still the pitcher.
we still need a hit.
And when the base is loaded, Hance needs to come up big, and you said it. She has hit the ball hard a number of times. And there is a big gap over the second base. Good eye, 2-0. All right. Strike 2-1. 2-2. But I like the patience.
Yes, yes. We've seen Hendricks get a little bit inconsistent tonight with thrown strikes, so.
Boy, 3-2. Boy, and the patience by Hance. That's
Give me a
tough to
heart
take.
attack.
Yes, and it's tough to take. And she ropes it right to third, steps on third base, and they're out of the inning. But again, another hard hit ball by Hance. The lead is still 3 as we head to the top of the 6th. Jenks coming up. So Kenzie Cothran steps in here. We're heading to the top of the 6th inning. 3-run lead for the Jenks Trojans. Thanks for joining us here on the Union Sports Network. He's JC4. I'm Jim Douthit.
I'm actually Sean for.
I mean, you're Sean for sure. Your daughter JC's the one on the mound. Appreciate that. Oh, names escape me. But again, I'll remind everybody, it's 8 minutes past my bedtime according to my phone. So, just FYI. Would be interesting if Sean Four was on the mound right now.
It is 2022.
Would love to have, when JC goes on to bigger and brighter things, we'd love to have her come back and put on a headset. I think it'd be a good time.
She would absolutely love it.
Yeah. I think it'd be a good time for sure to have her come back. Enjoyed getting to know her and you, and quite the family. It's pretty awesome. Pitcher, Jenna Hendricks.
Baseball boys are back.
So, baseball team just showed up, Miss Barkley. I don't know if she's still listening. I'm sure she'll text me here in a minute if she is. And if she doesn't, that means she's already gone to bed. So she's put Sutton to bed, and she's already in bed.
She gets up at 5:30 every morning.
Yeah, that's true. She still has cattle and things to take care of, doesn't she? Up that way?
Justin does.
Yeah, Justin does. Well, I knew Justin did. That swung on and roped to center. Quickly back in his hands, though. Nobody out. Runners at first and second. First baseman, Peyton Hedges. Peyton Hedges will step in. Courtesy runner is, I believe, Natalie Rodman. Yes. So Natalie Rodman will come in and courtesy run for Jenna Hendricks. Called strike. It's 1-1.
That's no play. That's not the batter's box.
Little deep, 2-1.
Good pitch.
Yep. 2-2 now.
That's from the bat till it gets 2 strikes every time she's out.
So lots of softball coming up. If you guys can get an opportunity to come out, Choctaw is in town. That's roped. Bobbled in the outfield. 1 run will score, but they'll get it back in to Franklin. 1 run comes across, so now it's 12-8. Talk about some of the teams after I introduce catcher Layla Emerson. Talk about the teams that are going to be here. We have Choctaw coming in, of course.
Choctaw, Berry Hill, Memorial, and then Fairland.
So a lot of teams that normally we're not going to see.
Right. We don't see Berry Hill, Memorial, or Fairland.
And if I'm not sadly mistaken, Berry Hill is coached by one of our former teachers
Coach
here.
Jim Miner.
Yeah. Coach Miner will bring his squad in, and so if the weather permits, I really, folks, if you're out there, I'd recommend you come and enjoy this. This is a beautiful facility. The weather is supposed to be cool,
but but nice.
Yeah. After the storms tonight, and that's pop foul, 2-2. A lot of softball, and then
she must be out. I must have missed a strike.
Oh, we might have missed a strike. So there's 1 away now. I'm not too sure who this is. Couldn't see that's back to 15. Up off the middle, right to second base, and can't get 2. Another run will score here. But up the middle, off of JC's hand, and she's kind of shaking it a little bit. But right to Franklin. Yeah, and it sure did catch her.
Caught her in the wrist.
So Randall's got to have a conversation with the third base coach, Samantha Painter. Pitch runner Samantha Painter come in. Pitch run at first. JC4 is a ball player, so she's going to shake that off. Outfielder, Dacia Sexton. So Sexton will step in to second. over to first, and we're out of the inning. But not before Jenks could put up 2 more. It's 13-8. Union coming up. Back live here. Leading off for the Red Hawks, number 3, JC4. I got her to look up at me.
Yeah.
I got her to look up at me.
It's funny, in travel ball, she's number 2.
Yes. And then 3 here.
Yeah.
And you've talked about it. She's never worn the number 4.
No.
Has she?
She has not.
Yeah. Yep.
Intentionally.
Intentionally. Interesting.
She wears number 3 because that was her papa's number.
Mm-hmm.
So, in honor of him, she wears that one.
Well, that's pretty cool. Yep. And that'll get down off the wall. She's on her horse. Throw to second, not in time. And you talked about her not being fast. She turned on the jets there, Mr. 4.
Well, you can make up for speed with good base running.
Yep. And she did definitely do that. Outfielder, Danny Perez. So Perez will step in. Again, the lead is only 5.
Yeah.
And Perez wanted to get all those runs back on that swing right there. Yeah. Boy, howdy. Yeah.
Danny's one of my favorites.
There it is, back up the middle, off, and everybody will be safe there. And another hard hit ball. What makes Miss Perez your favorite?
Oh, she is the nicest, quietest kid.
Right. Love it. Third baseman, Tensia Norman.
And she always has a smile on her face.
Yeah. Says a lot, man. It's and especially, for all of us these past couple of years, it's been tough to smile about a lot. It's been rough on a lot of us, a lot of changes and things, and you love to see the kids that are just kind of
she
like water on a duck's back or something like that. Yeah. And you said it again, so plays because what?
She likes it.
Yeah.
She likes to play.
Yeah. That's what I ask some of these kids, especially the ones that come into my office. A lot of times they're doing this, they're doing that, and it's like, and I ask them, I'm like, do you ever take time like for yourself? And they inevitably they say, my sport is my time. Like that's how I get away from things. And that'll get down and that'll drop, and that'll go to the wall. Misplayed there by the outfield. 1 run will score. Coach Morgan will hold her up there. And just like that, the lead is now only 3 for the Trojans. Outfielder, Jocelyn Williams. Tensia Norman sighting.
Yeah. She's 3 for 3 tonight.
Yes, she is.
And if I'm not mistaken, she didn't get out in the first game either.
I was trying to remember. If I would have had my notes from the first game, if I would have made notes for the first game,
exactly.
I should say.
I should get a scorebook and keep up here.
Yep.
That's just one more thing we have to do.
Yeah, no kidding. So next week, Union Sports Network, we're going to have softball Monday night.
Yes.
We're going to have baseball Tuesday night. Then we'll have baseball Thursday night and soccer Friday night. So next week, a full slate of Union Red Hawk action, as we'll get to see a couple of girls' games and a couple of boys' games. Yeah, Henrietta, that's right. And Jocelyn will get the walk.
I thought they called that a strike, but
Second baseman, Bailey Dickerson. So Bailey Dickerson steps in. Runners at the corners, nobody out here, Sean.
yeah.
And that's roped. Hold it. Everybody's safe here. Runner scores. And another run will score. And safe there. And Dickerson advances to third.
Good base running.
And you said it. Good base running makes up for speed, although Bailey can get on her horse.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it should
First
be,
baseman, Bree Harvey.
Should be 13-12, yep.
13-12 now. Down by a run. Squibbler to short, but that's only one away. And Harvey wanted to jump on the first pitch quick, and I'd like to see her maybe take another pitch or two.
Take one or two
Yep.
here or there.
Yep. But you get up there kind of juiced. Catcher, Ternea James. James steps in. Good, and she took the first pitch. Even though it's a strike,
Yeah.
it's not necessarily the pitch she
Not
wants
the
to
end
hit.
of the world.
Right.
That's why you get 3 of them.
Number 2 is roped right to the right fielder, but she'll drop it. Run will score, and we're tied at 13. As Joins can't come up with it. And just like that, right fielder Harmony Zog. Zog will come up, one out, runner on first, and Zog ropes that up the middle. And James will be held up at second. But again, we turn over the order, and
Hitting's
we're back to the
contagious.
top. Yep. Hitting's contagious. I like that.
Yeah.
That'd be on a shirt. Shortstop, Monica Franklin. Knotted at 13, and this is reminds me of the Haskell Jenks game that we saw
Yeah.
that went to, dare I say, extra innings. Mr. Ritter, don't say a word to me right now. Dare I say extra innings? 'Cause you never know. So Franklin will step in. Jenks will
Play
move
ring
some
around the
outfielders.
rosy.
Yes, yeah, they'll play ring around the outfield. There you go. And that's roped off the glove of the first baseman. Play at the plate, safe. Throw down to second, and they're going to get her in a rundown. And that run will score, and everybody's safe.
Just like that.
Wow, nicely done. A hard hit ball there.
Oh, wow.
First baseman can't come up with it. Center fielder, Lily Hance. Now Hance steps up, and there's still only one away. And a 6th spot on the board for the Red Hawks. As the wheels have fallen off the Trojan bandwagon here. And again, a number of players switching outfield.
Some of those outfielders tonight for both teams have probably run a mile and a half.
That's for sure. Well, you're not lying. As much switching as both coaches have done tonight. But Hance steps in. Runner at second is Dickerson. Or excuse me, the runner at second is Franklin. My apologies. After a hard hit ball that Hedges just can't come up with. We've noticed that a couple of times tonight. JC had one hit off her glove that Franklin was able to corral quickly, but then it happened to Hendricks, and it just happened to Hedges. So 3-1 now. I couldn't hear what Coach Morgan said, but
Had to be one pitch, and it has to be a strike.
okay. Telling Hans what he wants out of her. And that swung back to the pitcher, and there's 2 away. But it does advance the runner.
Yes, yeah.
Pitcher, JC4. And JC could again help herself out.
She just needs to be patient, not like
Yep. Not jump on the first thing like that, although that's well hit. And that's off the top of the wall. And she'll get into second with a stand-up double. And just like that,
yeah.
she scores Franklin from third.
Yeah.
And that's weird the way the wind was blowing. I was sure hoping it was going to carry it.
Just didn't get up enough.
Outfielder Danny Perez. So Perez steps up now. Up the middle to the second baseman, and that's bobbled. And 4 will come around to score. You
Way to
talk
go,
about
kid.
4 getting her steps in for sure tonight. And 8 runs and still only 2 outs. Third baseman, Tensia Norman. Norman steps up. Oh, and that's a squibbler right in front of the plate. Throw down to first. That's not in time. Oh, and he calls her out. Ooh. From my vantage point, it didn't look like it, but Devin Maynard a lot closer than myself, but not before 8 runs, Sean.
8 runs.
Top of the 7th. Union up by 3. Leading off for the Trojans, center fielder Paige Williams.
The score is actually 17-13. I missed a run somehow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 17-13 is the score.
I don't know how to fix it.
That's a base hit. Faith Russell steps in, the second baseman here. She'll look at a first pitch ball. So Paige Williams is on with a single. And Union's actually up by 4, 17-13.
Okay, let me think here.
And why you hear him thinking, he's
the-
in charge. You can hear. We can hear you thinking. It's okay.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, I know. Not quite there yet. 2-1 now. That's roped to center. That'll go to the wall. 1 run will score. The throw into third. Norman will cover it up. And it's now 17-14. Left fielder, Avery Brewer.
Well, you can edit.
So Brewer's going to get the base on balls. She'll get the intentional walk. Shortstop, Callie Worsham. So Worsham will step in now. Our outfielders will switch some spots. And runners at first and second. Now you got 18 runs up on the board, unfortunately. That swung on, popped up. Franklin calls for it, and there's one away. Third baseman, Kenzie Cothran. Yes, and there's one away. So 17-14, one away, runners at first and second. And the dangerous Kenzie Cothran steps up. 0-1, now 1-1. And I'll turn your microphone back up so
Thank you.
instead of talking to yourself. Everyone. So all of us doing multiple jobs. Pop up, 4 underneath it, and there's 2 away. 2 away. Don't forget, our next broadcast of Union Red Hawk softball comes to you next Monday as Henrietta comes to town. Game time, I believe, is 5.
I believe
I'm not
that's
sadly
correct.
mistaken. Check that before we close out our broadcast tonight. Yep, 5:30. 5:30. First pitch. That's rope to center. Charging hard. Boy, and a great throw there. That may be one of the better
That's
defensive
Hance.
plays
Yep.
by Hance, yeah. Charged the ball, came up throwing, and saved a run. So now the bases are loaded. First baseman, Peyton Hedges. And Hedges steps in. Yep. And Mr. Ritter leaves, and there's ducks on the pond for Jenks. Little deep, 1-0.
Uh-oh.
He did say we had this one.
I think he was meaning this in here.
Oh, okay, that we have it. Yeah, the adults in the press box have it. 1-1, 2 outs. This is where I'd like to see these girls close this out.
Yes, absolutely.
Fought hard tonight. A lot of runs on the board. Strike number 2. So 1-2. The clapping comes from the father of the pitcher right now. 1-2.
Oh,
And
my.
just like that, it's 2-2.
Oh, my. I don't know.
Great eyes by Peyton Hedges. We're all wondering how she took that pitch. And that's rope to center. 1 run will score, but again, in is Franklin, and there's still 2 outs. You still got 2 runs and a force at any base.
Absolutely.
Catcher, Layla Emerson. So Emerson comes in. A quick called timeout by third base coach. Designated runner Samantha Painter. So Painter will come in and run, be the designated runner. So I got a couple of designated runners on. So some speed is what Jenks is hoping for. Kenzie Cothran, at the plate. And that's hit well, way back over the head, and that's going to go to the wall. And that should clear the bases. Relay throw to home, not in time. And Layla Emerson is in with a triple, and that'll clear the bases. And Jenks goes back on top by a run. Pitcher, Jenna Hendricks.
No, this is number 15.
Oh, it's 15. My apologies. Yeah, my apologies. It is Allie McFadden. I looked down and saw a 5 and thought it was Jenna Hendricks. Up the middle, right back to 4. And she'll get the third out, but not before Jenks can put 5 on the board, but, Sean, they're only up by a run.
That's it. Just need to score 2.
Yep. We're back, bottom of the 7th after this. All right, here we go. Back live, and I know you're a little disappointed, but could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, it could have been.
You know, we're only down by a run, and that's because, we put up 9.
All right.
They only put up 5, and so they're only up by a run. So that bottom of the 6th really helped us tremendously.
Absolutely.
Tremendously. Leading off for Union, outfielder Jocelyn Williams. So Williams will step in here. Great opportunity, and we just need a run. Well, we need 1 run to tie, 2 to win, of course.
Yeah. And the middle of the order is done well tonight.
Mm-hmm. There's first pitch strike. Coming up on 10:05 Central Standard Time. That was inside, but she'll pull it off.
And that's it starts.
Yep. And off the shortstop in Worksham. And you're right, that's exactly how it starts. So Williams is on with a kind of a squibble base hit. Second baseman, Bailey Dickerson. Jenks coach out to bark some orders. Couldn't quite hear what he said, but Dickerson gets underneath it. Called for it by the second baseman. And Russell will record the first out. Would have liked to see Bailey be a little more patient
more
there.
selective there.
Yep. First baseman, Bree Arvey. So Arvey steps up. Still only 1 out. Runner on first, and we want to see her put it in play here. Good patience, even though it's a strike. It's not the pitch you want.
Just take a breath. Put the ball in play. Good things will happen.
And that's how Williams reached. Inside 1-1. Two and 1. Bree showing some patience.
Yeah.
Much to the chagrin of Mr. Irwin sitting right behind us. He wanted her to take that pitch over a center field fence. Turns over on that. Throw to first in time, and there's 2 away. Catcher, Trinea James. So Trinea steps in here. Again, the bottom of the order has done well.
They need to come up big here.
And a bunch of switching in the outfield again for the Trojans. And some discombobulation. There you are, Mr. Irwin.
It's a $5 word at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. It's one of my favorite words, I'm told. For sure, he says. Now Hendricks looks to the dugout. She steps to the rubber. Patience. Patience. Like it. bottom of the order, as we've said multiple times, has done well tonight, Sean.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
2 outs isn't a big deal.
Yep,
2-0.
hit the plate.
Strike. 2-1 now. Trying to get a little chatter started over there in the Union dugout.
They've had a lot better energy this game than they did the first game.
Tip foul. 2-2. And James is down to our last strike here.
Twos are wild.
Mm-hmm. Don't do too much. Get the pitch you want. Drive it. Oh, struck her out looking. And that's how this one will end. James not happy with herself, but that's how this one will end. 18-17. Jenks takes this one as a final. Don't forget, next Monday, we'll bring you Red Hawk softball as Henrietta comes to town. First pitch at 5:30, and a host of games with 2 baseball games and 2 soccer games next week as well. So check Twitter as you'll see all the information there. So for Sean Four and Andy Irwin, Danny Lopez, I'm Jim Douthat. Thanks for joining us. Lots of softball coming up. Make sure you get out here if you can this weekend. Good night, everybody.